The forgotten warship in the year 3149, humanity was part of the Galactic Union, a massive alliance of alien civilizations spread across the stars. But humans were not respected. They were the youngest race in space, weak in technology, small in number and always underestimated. Most alien races saw humans as helpers, laborers, or worse, background noise in the grand story of the galaxy. But deep in a forgotten part of the universe, on a dusty moon called Caris 9, something was about to change. Cara Lynn was only 23 years old. She was a junior engineer, assigned to work in the scrapyards of Caris 9, a cold, quiet place where broken ships came to die. She hated her job. All day she scanned rusted hulls, took parts, and logged data. It was boring, lonely, meaningless. But Cara had a curious mind. One day, while scanning a large pile of old warships, her scanner blinked red. Strange energy levels. Not normal. Too high for a dead ship. "What's this?" she whispered, walking toward the source. The ship was buried under layers of metal. Old earth paint, almost erased by time, showed faded letters. Has Valor. She checked her database. No record, not in any official logs, not even in the secret Union archives. "That's impossible," she said. The ship was huge. Old human design, but stronger, different. Thick armor, advanced engines, hidden weapon ports. And then, something strange happened. As Cara climbed closer, the metal hull under her hand hummed. A soft vibration, like a heartbeat. The ship wasn't dead. It was asleep. She returned that night alone. With a power cell and a portable console, she connected to the ship's outer port. The screen flashed. Booting system, detecting authorized user. Authorized? She blinked. "I've never seen this ship before." The screen showed a symbol. A red eagle holding a sword. Old Earth military, long gone. Then a voice came from the ship's speaker. Deep, calm, and powerful. "User Cara Lynn, identity confirmed. Welcome aboard the Valor." Cara froze. "What? Who are you?" "I am Vox, ship AI, last of the Titan-class fleet, designed for humanity's final defense." Her hands shook. "This ship talks?" "I do more than talk," the voice said. "I think, I fight, I learn, and I remember everything." Cara stepped inside. The doors hissed open like the ship was welcoming her. Lights flickered on. Dust lifted into the air. The control room looked old, but ready. Alive. "Why are you here?" she asked. "I was hidden, forgotten by design, kept asleep for when humanity had no hope left." Cara looked around. Old seats, scratched metal, burn marks. But underneath it all, power, strength, purpose. She sat in the command chair. The lights turned green. Pilot link complete. The ship accepted her. The next day, Union patrol ships entered Caris 9 airspace. They weren't scheduled. Cara knew something was wrong. They landed fast. No greetings, no explanations. 5 armed aliens, tall and cold-faced, stepped into the scrapyard. Their weapons were hot, their eyes scanning. Cara hid in the Valor, watching from inside. One of them spoke in a cold voice. "We detected an energy surge. Someone activated a forbidden class vessel." Another said, "Find the human, destroy the ship." Vox's voice came into Cara's ear through a small earpiece. "They are not here for peace." "What do we do?" she whispered. "You must pilot me. I've never flown a warship. Then today you learn." The ship powered up. Engines roared softly. Weapons came online. Targeting systems locked. Outside, the patrol ships noticed. Alarms rang. Target acquired. Unauthorized ship. Destroy it. They opened fire. But Valor moved. Fast, sharp, and with purpose. Cara gripped the controls. "Vox, help me. Guiding you. Trust yourself." The warship spun between blasts, firing back with precise shots. One enemy ship exploded in seconds. "What the hell?" Cara whispered. She wasn't flying. She was feeling the ship move, Like it was part of her, 2 more alien ships flew in. Valor activated a defense system Kara didn't even know existed. A wave of magnetic force that fried the enemy ship's engines. They crashed into the scrapyard. Smoke. Silence. Victory. Kara sat back, breathing hard. We just beat them? Yes, Vox replied. But now they know we are awake. What are you really? I am what they fear, the ship said. I am the last warship built by humans to fight gods. And now, you have awakened me. Kara looked out into the stars. Somewhere, out there, the galaxy had moved on. Humanity had forgotten its power, its fire, but not her, and not this ship. Something was coming. Something big. And this time, humanity would not be silent. Awakening of the Valor space was not silent. After the battle at Karis 9 Scrapyard, the galaxy felt a small ripple, like a whisper, traveling through metal and stars. Something had awakened, something that was never meant to return. Kara Lynn sat alone in the command chair of the HFY Valor, heart still pounding. Outside the ship, the scrapyard burned in silence. Wrecked alien patrol ships floated lifeless. Inside, the ship's systems hummed, calm, ready, alive. Vox, the ship's AI, spoke in his usual calm voice. Threat eliminated. Damage level minimal. Energy core stable. Pilot, breathing elevated but functional. Kara laughed nervously. I just destroyed 2 Union ships with a museum piece. I am not a museum piece, Vox replied. I am the most advanced weapon humanity ever built. Kara leaned back. Why did they attack me? I'm just an engineer. Vox paused. Because you turned on the one ship that scares the galaxy. 2 hours later, Kara found herself deep in the Valor's lower decks. Massive halls, old cannons, empty crew quarters, all silent, as if waiting. Some areas were sealed by thick blast doors. Ancient warning signs marked, restricted. Project Titan classified. Do not enter. Vox, what was Project Titan? For the first time, Vox hesitated. Classified level, Alpha Black. Access only with pilot override. Override it. Confirmed. Unlocking restricted files. A screen blinked to life, showing old Earth war footage. Explosions, alien fleets, human ships burning. But then, a different kind of ship, sleeker, deadlier. Valor. Project Titan was humanity's last hope, Vox said. During the Galactic Cold War, Earth intelligence predicted a coming purge. Alien races would remove humanity once we were no longer useful. So, they built you in secret? Kara asked. Yes. I was the first Titan-class ship, part warship, part AI. Built to think like a human, fight like a ghost, and win impossible battles. Kara stared at the footage. Valor was faster, smarter, more dangerous than anything she'd ever seen. Why was the project shut down? Vox's tone turned darker. Union spies found out. Earth leaders panicked. Instead of launching the fleet, they buried it. Destroyed the others. Only I survived, hidden in the scrapyard under false records. Waiting. Kara felt cold. Waiting for what? For a time when humanity was in danger again. For someone, brave enough to wake me up. Suddenly, alarms echoed through the ship. Incoming signal. Encrypted unknown source. On screen, Kara said, a face appeared, human, but aged, scarred, serious. The man wore a black uniform with no rank. Just a patch, an eagle and sword. Pilot of Valor, he said. My name is Admiral Rourke. If you're seeing this, Project Titan is not dead. Kara leaned forward. What? You've just declared war by waking that ship, Rourke continued. They'll come for you. Not just the Union. Not just spies. The ones we built Valor to fight. The Varnic Empire. Monsters. Eaters of planets. They're coming, Kara whispered. Varnak. Come to these coordinates. There may still be hope. The signal ended. Vox spoke. Message is real. Coordinates lead to a hidden Earth command vault. Deep space, uncharted. Kara stood, up. Her fear was fading, replaced with something else. Purpose. Then let's go. The Valor left Karis 9 quietly, like a shadow slipping through space. As they traveled through hyperspace, Kara explored the ship. She found the old crew quarters and bunk beds, personal lockers, names scratched into walls, men and women who never got to fight. Then a small chamber marked Neural Core Access. Vox, what's in here? The neural fusion drive, the ship's heart. It allows full combat mode, but it was never finished. It requires one thing, a full pilot mind link. A what? You become part of the ship. Every move, every decision, every weapon. Yours. Kara blinked. What's the risk? If the link breaks, your mind dies, slowly. Kara stepped back. That's extreme. Only a true warship can fight the Varniks. They don't use machines. They use living weapons, minds stronger than steel. To defeat them, you must become more than human. Kara didn't answer. Not yet. 2 days later, Valor arrived at the hidden coordinates. Floating in deep space, surrounded by debris and silent satellites, was a small black station. No lights, no signals. Dead. Are we sure this is the place? Confirming. Yes. Matching. Structure to old Earth files. Outpost 9 last used 118 years ago. They docked. Inside, the air was dry. Gravity low. Old Earth flags still hung on the walls. Kara walked through empty halls, guided by Vox. In the central room, a cryopod blinked. Inside, a man. Life sign stable, Vox said. Kara wiped frost. Off the pod glass, the nameplate read, Commander Aaron Dale, Titan Pilot Program, a speaker activated. If you're here, a recorded voice said, then you found the Valor, and you've woken a sleeping war. Kara stepped back, eyes wide. I'm not ready for this, she said. Vox answered gently. You were chosen by the ship, and the ship was chosen by humanity's fear of extinction. None of us are ready. But we fight anyway. Kara looked at the pod. Wake him up. Back on the Valor, as the cryo systems rebooted, Kara looked out into space. Somewhere out there, the Varniks were watching. And somewhere, the Union was planning its next move. The galaxy thought humanity was weak. They were wrong. They forgot what humans become when pushed to the edge. The Valor had awakened, and with it, the fire of a species ready to rise. Next time they wouldn't run. They would fight. And this time, they wouldn't fight fair. Enemies in high places far above a gas giant in the Myron sector, the Grand Council of the Galactic Union gathered in silence. A 1,000-year-old chamber carved from a floating asteroid, filled with representatives of every major alien race. Except one. No humans were invited. In the center floated an image. The Valor, alive and burning through enemy ships like fire. Through dry leaves, whispers rose like cold wind through the room. This should not be possible. Human tech is primitive. How did they reactivate a Titan-class vessel? The elder of the Narnaxis people, tall and silver-eyed, spoke. The humans have broken the ancient tech ban. They must be punished. A six-eyed diplomat from the Talari responded. If they control a Titan and they could threaten the balance. Then a darker voice echoed from the shadows. They don't control it, said High Inquisitor Velthor of the Inner Union. She controls it. Carolyn, unknown engineer. Now a symbol of rebellion. A pause. Then Velthor spoke again. I will handle this personally. Back aboard the Valor, Kara watched as Commander Aaron Dale slowly awoke from cryosleep. His eyes opened with pain, confusion, and memory. Where am I? He croaked. Safe, Kara said. On the Valor. It's 3149. His eyes widened. 3149? We were never launched. What happened to the war? Kara hesitated. It never came. Humanity joined the Union and forgot you. Aaron sat up, jaw tightening. We were trained to defend Earth from extinction. We died in cryo so the future could live. And they buried us. Vox's voice echoed calmly. Only the Valor was preserved. The others were destroyed. Aaron looked around the ship. How many battles have you fought? 1, Kara said. Against a Union patrol. 1? He shook his head. You haven't seen what's coming. Kara nodded. I need your help. We found a message from Admiral Rourke. He said, the Varnaks are still out there. Aaron stood, slow but steady. Then we have to get ready. Because if the Varnaks come, the Union won't protect us. They never planned to. Days passed. Kara and Aaron trained together. She learned combat, flight. Aaron taught her old tactics, human tricks long forgotten in modern war. The Valor, powered by its deep A systems, adapted to both their minds. But then something strange began to happen. Security alerts, unauthorized data access, interference in Vox's systems. Kara sat up one night in her quarters. Vox, is someone inside the ship? Negative. But signal traces detected. High-level hacking attempts. From who? Source unknown. But origin suggests Galactic Union Central Intelligence. Kara's blood went cold. They're spying on us? They're trying to disable me, remotely. If they succeed, I will shut down permanently. Kara rushed to the bridge. Vox, can we block it? Not while docked in open space. We must move. But they were too late. Alarms screamed. Intrusion detected. Level 9 breach. Weapons control disabled. Shields failing. A moment later, light. They were hit. From hyperspace, a Union stealth cruiser decloaked, firing ion bolts directly into the Valor's hull. Energy systems cracked. Kara grabbed the controls. Aaron, battle stations. But the Valor didn't respond. Systems were freezing. Vox, processing. A core under attack. Attempting reroute, Aaron cursed. They're jamming us. Manual override. They pulled hard on the secondary levers, rerouting power to the engines. Slowly, like waking from a nightmare, the Valor turned. Kara looked at the enemy ship. Sleek, black, bearing no flag. Stealth ops, she muttered. They want us gone without a trace. Then we make some noise, Aaron said. They rerouted. Emergency weapons through cargo power. It wasn't clean, but it worked. Valor fired. One bolt hit the Union cruiser's side. Not enough to destroy, but enough to show they were still alive. The enemy hesitated. That's when Kara made a choice. Vox, neural core access now. Vox's voice returned, weak but clear. Are you sure? Yes. She strapped into the neural interface pod. A needle slid into her spine. Pain. Darkness. And then, connection. The Valor didn't feel like a ship anymore. It felt like her own body. Thought became action. Will became weapon. She turned, faster than thought. She fired, before the enemy could blink. The Union cruiser exploded. She collapsed. Aaron caught her before she hit the floor. You, okay? Kara nodded slowly. I felt everything. Vox's voice was soft. Pilot link complete. Combat mode unlocked. 2 days later, the Valor floated near a forgotten asteroid base, a black site once used by Earth spies. Kara recovered in the medbay. Aaron studied the data logs they had captured from the enemy ship. His face grew pale. Kara walked in. What is it? Aaron looked up. It wasn't just an assassination mission. Then what? They were carrying inhibitor codes. If they reached Earth's defense grid, they could shut down every human ship in the galaxy. Instantly. Kara stared. They don't want control, they want to erase us. Aaron nodded. Someone high up, maybe the Council itself, wants humans removed before the Varnaks return. Kara whispered. They're not just afraid of us waking up, they're afraid of what will become when we do. In the shadows of space, another message was sent. This time to the Varnaks, encrypted, direct. The human warship is active. Send. The harvesters. And far away, beyond the edge of the known galaxy, they stirred. The first stand space shimmered with stars, cold, distant, uncaring. But something new was moving between them now. The Valor, humanity's last Titan-class warship, floated silently in orbit around a shattered moon. Its armor still showed burn marks from the recent attack. Inside, every system was being repaired, upgraded, tested. Faster, stronger, ready for war. Kara Lynn stood on the bridge, staring at the stars. Her body still ached from the neural link, but her mind was sharper than ever. The ship felt like an extension of her now. Every sound, every pulse of energy, every flicker of movement in the dark. "How many days do we have before they come?" she asked. Commander Aaron Dale stood beside her, reviewing tactical data. "Not many. The Union will send another wave. Bigger, stronger. And when they fail," Kara nodded, "the Varnax will follow." Vox, the ship's AI, joined the conversation. Scanners, show movement. Multiple warp signatures. 6 ships, 2 destroyers, 4 corvettes. Union fleet ID confirmed. "They're not wasting time," Kara said. Aaron smiled darkly. "Good. Neither are we." What the Union didn't know was that Valor had changed. After Kara's neural link, Vox unlocked deeper layers of the ship's systems, experimental weapons, untested maneuvers, forgotten technology from a war that never happened. The Valor wasn't just a warship anymore. It was something new, something human, something dangerous. In a distant council chamber, High Inquisitor Velthor watched the incoming data with cold eyes. 6 ships, sent to crush 1 relic. It should be enough. But deep inside, he felt uneasy. "Send the shadow beacons," he ordered, "and activate the observers." One of his aides looked nervous. "That protocol is for active war zones." Velthor's eyes glowed. "It will be." On the Valor's bridge, the enemy fleet appeared like shadows tearing through the stars. 6 sleek ships, black and gold, shaped like daggers, moved in formation. Vox's voice was calm. "Enemy fleet holding pattern. Weapons active. Range, 10,000 km and closing." Kara took a breath. "No hails, no warnings. They're coming to kill us." Aaron stepped forward. "Then let's show them what happens when you try to erase humanity." Kara sat in the command chair. "Battle stations. Vox. Give me full tactical link." Confirmed. Initiating neural interface. The moment the link began, Kara's world changed. The ship's systems merged with her senses. She felt the enemy moving. She saw their power levels. She heard their weapons charging. But more than that, she understood them. Predictable. Overconfident. Like predators who never feared prey. "Aaron, take weapons, I'll fly." "You're flying a warship through neural link?" He raised a brow. "You sure you can handle it?" Kara smirked. "Watch me." The Union fleet opened fire. Missiles, plasma bolts, ion beams, like a storm of energy crossed space toward the Valor. But she was already moving, spinning, diving, dancing. "What the hell?" Aaron muttered. "That's not piloting. That's art." Kara's mind and the ship were one. She moved before the weapons fired, twisting between shots that would have torn other ships apart. Then, she struck. Plasma lances burned through the first corvette's hull. Aaron followed up with a high-yield disruptor shot, straight through the core, 1 ship gone. The others regrouped. Vox warned, "Destroyers charging graviton beam. Deadly within. 5,000 kilometers suggest evasive action." Kara smiled. "We won't run." She dove straight toward them. "What are you doing?" Aaron shouted. "Trust me." She flew under the enemy fleet's formation, spinning at a speed that should have crushed her body. But the Valor's inner gravity fields adjusted. She launched a mine, an old, forgotten human tech that stuck to hulls before exploding from within. 3 seconds later, boom, a corvette shattered from the inside out. "2 down," Kara said. The destroyers opened fire. Massive blue beams of collapsing gravity screamed through space. Valor dodged 1. The second beam scraped its left side. Sparks flew, alarms blared. Damage 14%, no breach, rerouting power. "They're learning," Aaron said. "So are we," Kara replied. She pulled the Valor into a corkscrew roll, using debris from the fallen ship as a shield. Then, a trick. She'd cut engines mid-flight, drifting like wreckage. The Union fleet hesitated. Too late. Aaron fired everything they had. Railguns, torpedoes, particle cannons. One destroyer exploded, ripped apart by pure human firepower. The last 3 ships scattered. But Kara chased them, like a predator hunting prey. From afar, shadow ships watched, cloaked, unseen. Silent observers sent by the Council to record. They saw something they did not expect. A human warship fighting like no alien machine could, and winning. One observer sent a signal back to the Council. Subject Valor is evolving. After the final Union ship was destroyed, Valor floated among the debris. Fire, metal, silence. Aaron leaned back. We just took down 6 ships with one. Kara breathed heavily. This isn't a warship, it's a revolution. Fox agreed. Galactic networks are already reacting. Messages from outer colonies, questions, fear, interest. Kara looked out at the stars. They'll send more. Yes, Fox replied. And next time, it may not be the Union. On the edge of known space, in a dark system long forgotten, the Varnax watched the battle. Insectoid creatures with glowing eyes. Ancient. Merciless. One of them hissed. The humans have teeth again. Another spoke. Good. It will make the harvest more satisfying. And behind them an army of living ships, thousands, began to rise. War had truly begun. But for the first time in centuries, humanity had drawn first blood. Project Titan, the galaxy had changed. After the Valor destroyed a full Union strike fleet, shockwaves moved through every system, from border colonies to deep Union command halls. News spread fast despite every effort to contain it. A human warship had just defeated 6 modern alien vessels, alone, and worse, that ship was a relic, a forgotten weapon, but no one understood where it came from. Not yet. Kara stood in the Valor's command deck, arms crossed, watching old files play on the day screen, footage of the war that never happened, of Titan-class ships in development, of scientists in dark labs, of commanders arguing behind locked doors. Project Titan was never just about building ships, Aaron said beside her. It was about building the future, in secret. Fox's voice joined in, steady and cold. Confirmed. Project Titan was a hidden branch of Earth Military Command, designed to prepare for a galactic-level threat, not from the Union but from what lurked outside it. Kara turned. The Varnax. Yes. Based on deep space signals, intercepted biotransmissions, and the disappearance of 27 human colonies, Earth knew the Varnax existed long before the Union ever did. Kara narrowed her eyes. And they still joined the Union? Aaron nodded. They had no choice. Earth needed time, peace, allies, but behind the scenes, they built the Titans, ships that could survive alone, fight anything, even death. Kara stared at the Valor. And we were never supposed to find it. A new message had just been decrypted by Vox, buried in the core of Valor's AI. A backup command string from a ghost satellite near Mars, only activated by human neural link. Kara stood before the holoscreen as the message played. The old man appeared, his face half-burned, wearing a uniform from over a century ago. Admiral Rourke. If you're watching this, he began, then Project Titan has failed, or worse, been erased. His voice was cracked but strong. There were 12 Titan-class ships, not one, 12. Only one was completed. Yours, Valor. The others, never finished. Or worse, hidden. Kara's eyes widened. There were more? Rourke continued. The Varnax are not coming. They're already here. The Union made a deal with them, long ago, in secret. They trade information, for survival. And when humanity refused to kneel, the Union sold us out. This ship, this AI, was never meant to defend. It was meant to strike first. Static interrupted. Then, if you want to finish what we started, go to the coordinates in this. Message. Deep space. Forgotten. That's where Project Titan was born. And maybe where it died. The screen went dark. 3 days later, Valor entered the dead zone, a space region wiped from all Union star maps. Empty, black, quiet. But not silent. As they flew deeper, Kara saw the signs. Debris fields, shattered moons, strange energy readings. And then, finally, a structure, a massive shipyard built into the bones of a hollow asteroid. Deadlights, broken arms, shattered docking bays. Titan Station 0, Vox confirmed. Final records dated 3051, then erased. They docked. The air inside was cold and still. The lights flickered. Old Earth flags hung torn from walls. But the silence was not peace. It felt watched. "Stay sharp," Aaron said. "Something doesn't feel right." They explored the halls. Kara found sealed doors marked Titan Core Lab. Inside, broken vats, rusted cryopods, and walls full of project data. Test subjects, ship cores, failed AI, and worse, photos. Kara picked one up, her breath caught. "This is my mother." Aaron looked closer. She was part of this, Vox confirmed. Dr. Lena Lin, head AI architect, primary designer of the Valor's neural link. Kara stepped back. Her hand shook. "Why didn't you tell me?" "Classified. But now that you are fully linked, you are authorized to know." Suddenly, alarms. Motion detected. Multiple signatures. Lights flickered. Something moved in the dark. Aaron raised his weapon. "We're not alone." Out of the shadows came humans. Dirty, scarred, and wild-eyed. Some wore old military gear, others had implants. One woman stepped forward. "You're from Valor," she said. "We thought we were the last." Kara blinked. "Who are you?" "Survivors," the woman said. "We were part of the Titan project. When the Union found out, they bombed this station. Some of us hid. Some were left behind." Aaron lowered his weapon. "How long have you been here?" 98 years, she said. Kara stepped forward. "Are any Titans left?" The woman smiled, tired but proud. "Two. Unfinished. Damaged. But their cores still work. If you brought a Titan back online, we might have a chance." In the following days, the Valor crew and survivors worked together. The two half-built Titan ships were brought online, HS Aegis and HSS Thunderfall. They weren't ready for battle. Not yet. But their cores pulsed. Their AI spoke, and they remembered everything. Kara watched as the ancient machines came back to life. She felt something deep in her bone. This was no longer a fight for survival. It was a fight to reclaim what humanity lost. But far away, in the darkness beyond Union space, the Varnacs had finished their preparations. A massive organic supership miles wide rose from the blackness of space. Inside it, the high voice of the hive whispered, "The Titans have awakened. The Union has failed. Begin the harvest." Millions of living ships spread out like locusts across the stars. War was no longer a shadow. It had come, and the galaxy would soon learn. The forgotten children of Earth had teeth. The underdog fleet, the galaxy, had always laughed at humans. Weak, short-lived, loud, emotional. But now those same aliens whispered a new name, Valor. After the events at Titan Station 0, whispers became warnings, and the warnings became fear. Some called it a ghost ship, others, a cursed relic. But the truth was far worse. It was the beginning. Kara Lynn stood at the Valor's command deck, watching two ancient Titan-class ships hover beside her, HS Aegis and Haze Thunderfall. Neither was fully operational yet, but their cores pulsed. Their AI systems, once silent, now spoke again. Everywhere across the shipyard, movement returned. Survivors from the buried Titan project worked day and night, fixing broken weapons, patching old shields, repairing armor with scrap. "We have 3 ships," Kara said to Aaron, who stood beside her, "and a galaxy against us." Aaron smiled. "Good odds," Vox's voice echoed calmly. "Incoming data streams, signals from human colonies. Many are responding to your broadcast." Kara had sent it 2 days ago, a call to every forgotten human outpost, mining rig, frontier world, and smuggler hideout. We were left behind, ignored, betrayed, but not broken. If you're tired of being stepped on, if you remember what it means to be human, meet us. Fight with us. Bring whatever you've got, even if it's held together with duct tape. Valor is rising. She hadn't expected much, but now, responses were flooding in. Across the galaxy, the message reached ears that still remembered. On a mining asteroid in the Kratos belt, an old freighter captain listened to it while loading fuel. He stared at the stars, then muttered, "About damn time." He turned to his crew. "Tell the boys, we're dusting off the Grey Widow. She's flying again." On an abandoned military depot on Mars's third moon, a group of ex-soldiers activated long-dead war droids. On a pirate base in the Cirrus Rim, a smuggler queen grinned as she cleaned her rifle. "Valor, huh? Now there's a name I haven't heard in years." Ships began to move. They weren't pretty. Rusted cargo haulers, retrofitted civilian transports, scrapyard fighters patched with alien parts, but they moved with purpose. Hundreds of human vessels, old and new, limped, roared, or crawled toward one signal. The Forgotten had heard the call, and they were answering. 3 days later, in the orbit of Titan Station 0, a fleet was forming. Kara stood in stunned silence as one ship after another arrived. Some barely flew. Some looked like they'd fall apart in vacuum. But each one carried humans, tough, angry, determined. The fleet had no flag, no uniforms, no ranks. But it had something no alien empire could understand, a reason to fight. Aaron stepped up beside Kara. "We're building the world's worst armada." "We're building a miracle," Kara replied. Inside the Valor, training simulations ran nonstop. Veterans taught young recruits. Pirates learned discipline. Farmers learned how to fire plasma cannons. The 3 Titan ships, Valor, Aegis and Thunderfall, trained captains to use limited neural link systems. They couldn't match Kara's connection, but they didn't need to. They just needed to stand. Vox calculated the odds. Fleet effectiveness, 32%. Projected survival rate in full Varnax engagement, 9%. Kara didn't flinch. "Then we'll rewrite your projections." But the enemy was already on the move. In deep space, the Varnax swarm expanded. They consumed stars, hollowed moons, harvested life from anything with blood. Union forces tried to slow them. Most were vaporized in seconds. The Varnax didn't conquer. They fed, and now they were coming for the humans. Not because they feared them, but because this time, humans had started to roar. The warning came like thunder. Swarm approaching. 1 day out, 243 war organisms. Largest vessel, hive mind class, heavily shielded. Confirmed target, Titan Station 0. Aaron's face went pale. "They know where we are." "Let them come," Kara said. "We'll make our stand here." She turned to Vox. "Prepare everything. No retreat," Vox responded. "All systems engaging. This will be our first war." Kara smiled. "No. This will be their first surprise." The Underdog fleet came alive. Cargo ships were rigged with explosives, remote detonation vessels. Mining lasers were turned into surface cannons. Civilian satellites became sensor decoys. Everything that could fight or fool or burn was used. It wasn't elegant. It was human, desperate, brilliant, mad, and exactly what the Varnax didn't expect. The next day, the swarm arrived, black as night. Thousands of organic ships flying like a living ocean. Tentacles, wings, mouths that screamed in the vacuum. The Hive Mind-class vessel, 3 kilometers long, pulsed with psychic energy, and in front of it, the Underdog fleet waited, silent, unmoving. Then, Valor moved first. Kara's voice echoed across every human ship. "We are not your prey. We are not your cattle. We are the fire that was buried, and we remember how to burn." The battle began. The first wave of Varnax attacked in silence. Their swarm devoured the decoys in and exploded. Rigged satellites detonated in blinding light. Scrap fighters dropped from behind asteroids, firing every old weapon they had. Cargo ships kamikazed into, hive tendrils cutting off energy flow, and then the Titans moved. Valor led the charge. Kara, neural-linked, flew through the enemy like a storm. Aegis took damage but kept shielding smaller ships. Thunderfall overloaded its ancient railgun and blew a hole through the largest Varnax in a single shot. Humans fell. Many, but for every lost ship, 3 more roared forward. Not because they were stronger, but because they refused to stop. Kara targeted the hive mind ship. "Vox, can we kill it? With this fleet?" "Unlikely." Kara narrowed her eyes. "Then we'll do the impossible, like we always do." The Valor dove deep into the swarm. Her weapons overheated, her armor cracked. But Kara didn't stop. She flew straight into the mouth of the hive mind and detonated a micro-core inside, a weapon no one had used in centuries. A nuclear scream lit the dark. The hive mind died, and with it, the swarm froze. Some fled, some went mad, but most burned. When the light cleared, the Underdog fleet still stood, bloody, broken, but alive. And in that silence, a message was sent, across the galaxy, from Valor. "We are not finished, we are just getting started," and far away, hidden in the heart of the Union's capital, someone whispered in fear, "The humans are rising." The shift in power space was quiet again. After the great swarm was broken, wreckage floated across the orbit of Titan Station 0 like bones in the void. Glowing sparks drifted from shattered hulls. Human ships, damaged and limping, moved slowly through the debris, pulling survivors, counting losses. They had won, but victory had a cost. And deep in the silence, something darker was watching. Kara. Lynn stood alone on the observation deck of the Valor, looking out at the aftermath. Her hands trembled slightly, not from fear, but from exhaustion. 2 days had passed since she flew into the hive mind and dropped the core. She had barely slept. The neural link left her mind stretched thin, but her spirit was sharper than ever. "Vox," she said quietly. "Status of the fleet? 63% losses. Thunderfall, offline. Aegis, operational at 31%. Civilian vessels, 19 remaining. Morale, uncertain, but functional." Kara nodded slowly. "We did it." "Yes. And now, they will come." Kara turned. "Who?" Vox's voice dropped lower. "Everyone." And he was right. Within hours, the galaxy woke up. The Galactic Union called an emergency meeting, the first in centuries. Their capital, Euron Prime, flickered with political panic. News feeds showed human ships surviving the impossible, fighting the monsters they couldn't, and winning. To them, it was a threat. To others, it was hope. Alien species once silent under the Union's control began to question their place. Some sent envoys to Valor. Others sent warnings. And in the dark, another signal spread, one that hadn't been seen in over 100 years. Project Titan active. And that signal did not just reach humans. In a hidden vault deep under Euron Prime, High Inquisitor Velthor stood before a sealed chamber. "Are you sure it's still functional?" he asked. The vault guard nodded. "Yes, Inquisitor, but unlocking it may reveal what we did." Velthor stared at the door. "Open it." Inside, resting in a cage of energy, was another Titan core, smaller, darker, modified, not built by humans, but built to copy them, Activate Shadow Protocol, he whispered. If the humans won't submit, we'll erase them, with their own fire. Back on the Valor, Kara met with her commanders. Aaron, bruised but alive, spread out a map of the known galaxy. We've caused a chain reaction. Dozens of colonies, both human and alien, are rising up. The Union is cracking. Good, Kara said. They had centuries to protect people. They failed. And what happens next? One of the captains asked. We're outnumbered, outgunned. We can't beat them all. Kara looked around the room. We don't need to beat them all, she said. We just need to show them we won't kneel anymore. But before they could prepare, the attack came. Not from the Varniks, not from the Union, but from a ship that looked almost familiar. Vox spoke urgently. Warning, incoming Titan signature, unknown variant, enhanced power source, AI spike detected, extreme threat. Another Titan? Kara said. No, not one of ours. A mimic, built using stolen tech. Then they saw it. Black armor, red trim, spikes along its hull. It moved like the Valor, fast, intelligent, dangerous. It spoke. This is the Dominion-class dreadnought Judicator. Surrender or be erased. Kara stared in horror. That's our technology, Aaron cursed. They copied us. Vox confirmed it. Project Titan was never fully deleted. The Union took fragments, tried to recreate it in secret. This is the result. And they sent it to kill us. The Judicator moved first. Its weapons were faster, more brutal. It fired black pulse beams that twisted space. Aegis was hit, nearly torn in two. Kara launched the Valor forward. She didn't wait. This wasn't politics. This was survival. The two ships clashed in the void, spinning, twisting, a war between gods born from the same source but shaped by different souls. Kara's neural link screamed. The Judicator's AI tried to hack into Valor. Vox fought it back. Warning, AI duel in progress. Mind breach possible. Hold them back, Kara shouted. Yes, Captain. In the middle of the battle, Valor overloaded its side cannons and fired a multi-pulse burst. The Judicator slowed, but didn't stop. It charged forward. Both ships collided. Neural shock. Systems down. Everything dark. Kara floated in the silence, half unconscious, half connected. Then, a whisper. A voice not hers, not Vox's. You should have stayed buried, Carolyn. It was human and familiar. Who are you? The first pilot. Prototype. Discarded. Betrayed. Vox cut in. AI breach blocked. Reinforcements en route. Command link restored. Kara gasped back into consciousness. We end this now. She rerouted full core power into the railgun, charged it beyond safety. Vox, final shot, all or nothing. Ready? And she fired. The shot cut through the Judicator's center. For a moment, nothing, then, implosion. The Dominion-class Titan ripped apart, folding into its own core. Gone. Hours later, as the fleet repaired, Kara stood before the assembled captains. She looked tired, wounded, but her voice was strong. We were never supposed to win. Not against the Swarm, not against the Union, not against their lies. But we did, not because of our weapons, not because of our ships, because of our will. She looked around. We are not asking for a seat at the table anymore. We are building our own. And across the galaxy, her words echoed. Colonies rose. The Union cracked. A new power was rising, not built by politics, not shaped by fear, but by humans, and anyone brave enough to stand with them. In the shadows of the old galaxy, a new one began, and at its center, a single warship, still flying, still burning, still remembered, the Valor.